Mr. President, one of the charming parts of your book is your description of the chivalry of the Georgia, the rural Georgia that you grew up in. And I think it'd be interesting for people if you describe that a bit. And you say in the book that you and your wife, Rosalynn, were virgins when you married in that old-fashioned Georgia. And I'm wondering, if you were growing up today, young men and women in 2014, would you still want that to be true? Would you still want to be married as husband and wife as virgins?
We argued over who got to ask that question.
I should have known that there would be some competition on the Washington Post who asked me that question. Because, well, that was a difficult part of the book for me to write, and I really, my wife is my best editor. I did not let her see that part of the book before it was published. Well, that was true. When I was a child and growing up and even a young man, it was not the promiscuity that was permissive done in our community as it is now. We were deeply religious. In fact, Plains now has grown tremendously. We now have 700 people in Plains, and we have 11 churches, so it's still a very religious community. But it's obviously changed now, and I would advise young people, if they can do it, to refrain from sexual intimacy until they get married. But I don't criticize my 12 grandchildren or my 11 great-grandchildren if they decide to do otherwise. And sometimes we go on, in fact, every year we go on a Christmas vacation, and there are times when my grandsons, for instance, have had a very intimate girlfriend who's not yet married, and when they go on a vacation, we look the other way when they sleep in the same room and the same bed. So, you know.
You don't cast them out?
I've learned as the times change that we can't have the same mores and requirements that we had then. But one of the things that happened then was I grew up in a segregated community. We were the only white family. We had 55 African-American families living around us. And I respected the black women as much as I did the white women. And I saw then that there was an intense and legal discrimination against black people, and even the white folks who disagreed with it theoretically didn't do much about it because the white people enjoyed the advantages of better jobs and better pay and better education systems and to serve on juries and to make all the selections on voting day. And now we have the same thing on a much greater basis as is in our world, where people know that women are being abused, and quite often we don't want to do much about it because it would disturb the way that we occupy a privileged position.